Hello and welcome to YouTube channel Time by the Tent. We're going to install a TV antenna courtesy of Channel Master. Now I'll tell you what we're located and how we currently have things set up. We are located in the North Woods of Wisconsin, off grid, in a double wall tent, two wall tents that we have combined together to make one giant long tent, well, a giant wall tent. Our TV situation, we run our TV because we like to have TV in the evening off power stations. Our current setup is a 20-inch TV with a coax cable going to a set of rabbit ears in the front tent hung up in the rafters. That gets us 12 channels, and I'm going to run a scan before and then run a scan after we set the antenna up. I'll show you the components in which they have provided and then what we have purchased ourselves in order to make everything work the way we want it to. We are currently 69 miles from the largest metropolitan area that has the most TV stations. The CBS, the Fox, the CW, those stations there. We do get an ABC station out of that market with this current setup, and we get an NBC market that's just about 45 minutes up the road from us in a different market. So we reached out to Channel Master and told them the situation and gave them the pictures and the layout and the address and all the information, and the components in which they said would be best is what they sent. But I'm going to do a scan here and show you what we have currently and then what we'll have after we set the antenna up, and I'll show you what we're doing in the back of the tent, behind the tent. So here is the channel scan that we are currently doing. This is simply with the rabbit ears that we are attached to. Those are the 12 channels that we are over-the-air free TV. It'll run the rest of the system, and then I'll show you what we got to set up. Okay, those are the channels in which we have. We've got 12, so I will show you what we got in the back here. All right, there's the back of the tent. I'm going to dig a hole right there at the base of tree. 3 foot, 2.5, 3 foot. I have a 25-foot tall or long post or tree that has come down that is very good and solid. Put it in the ground about 2.5 foot, so that'll give us about 21-ish feet in the ground. Prior to putting it in the ground, I will attach all the components, the antenna, the brace, the antenna booster, all of those components, and then putting it in the ground will be the last operation there. I will bury the coax cable and put it in and go under the back of the tent and feed it in. Coax cables certain ones can handle ground contact. Other ones, you can put a conduit around it if you feel that it's necessary and you want to protect it. Here are the components in which Channel Master sent us for this installation. A CM-1776 TV antenna, a CM-1776 UHF extension antenna, and a TV antenna preamplifier. In addition to those in which they sent us for free, I have additionally purchased 75 foot of Channel Master RG6 coax cable and an added antenna mount to hook the antenna to the top of the pole to do it correctly. I will assemble the antennas and put them together. As you see here, this is the antenna, the basic antenna, and then with that extender, it's an extra 30-mile range it will help pick up. So I will get the antennas assembled, and then we will go on to the next step. Okay, so I have taken and put together the Pro Model UHF/VHF TV antenna that will get long range TV antenna with a 70+ mile range, and I have connected it to the UHF extension for the Pro Model TV antenna that will get an additional 30 miles. By the way, all of these products are made in the USA. It is also stamped on the product. Now I am going to attach the bracket in which I have purchased to the top of the post, and then I will mount the antenna to that. Alright, so I have the TV antenna preamplifier connected to the antenna, and now I'm going to take coax cable here and run it down the post. I'm going to connect it to the DC out, antenna in, make sure everything's, I've made sure all the bolts here and screws are tight and firmly. Finger tight, you don't need to bear down on it. Up here and down here I just needed to assist it a little bit with a pair of pliers, nothing over tight. Now to affix it to the post, you can use zip ties, wire clamps. I'm just using 2 nails and a piece of a vacuum tube. Very simplistic, and it will work quite well. If you want yours to be much fancier, you can certainly go that route as well. It got dark on me last night. I was able to erect the post with the antenna on it. I affixed the coax cable with tube, it's an old vacuum tube, and 2 nails. Save some money there. And just for back here, if you're putting it up in a situation where you want a more eye pleasing connectors, you can certainly do whatever you need to do. So that is in the general direction. I'm going to tweak it just a little bit. I am going to tweak it, and then I will fill it in once I'm completely done, and then I will bury the coax cable. I'll tighten it up and running it under the tent and inside to connect to the power apparatus in which will power the antenna booster that is attached at the top there. So that's where we are at currently. I'm going to finesse the antenna and see if we can get it tweaked in the right direction towards the TV tower that is 69 miles away. So I've got it set in the direction that is where the towers are located. I have finessed it, and I'll show you what I've done on the inside. But right now you can see it's sitting like that. I have had it like this, I've had it like that, and I've had it in between where it currently is, a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left. When it's a little bit to the right or the left, I get significantly less channels. When it was where it was at last night, I only got 3 additional channels. So let's go inside and scan the TV and see what we get. Now remember, when we started this whole project with the rabbit ears, we had 12 channels total. That was it. So let's see what we get when we scan now. There you have it, 27 channels compared to the 12 in which we had starting with the rabbit ears. Now, on the inside here, I've got the cable coming out from under the tent inside. I've got it going into this power inserter, and I keep it on high gain. I have a cable coming out of the unit. The antenna that's coming off from outside goes to the antenna. Power goes into the right side. The power unit hooks up to our power station and powers it. Now indicates that the light, we have power. And on the outside, on the TV antenna preamplifier, there is a light that illuminates on the unit itself. So then I take a cable and run it from the splitter, or this power inserter, and then that goes to the back of the TV. Now I just leave it on high gain because when you go on low gain, you do get some pixelation. So I leave it on high gain, and very pleased with the results here. Again, just adjusting the antenna outside slightly makes a big difference on picking up 3 channels or 3 additional channels or 10, 11, 12 additional channels. Additionally, having that antenna slightly pointed down makes a big difference on the loss of channels, and having it level makes a big difference. Now, this is all conducive to what's between the antenna and the TV towers. So your results will vary. And if we were in an open area, and this post was not 21 feet, but let's say 40 feet, we'd probably receive many, many more channels, potentially whatever's available. So based on channelmaster.com's website, I put the zip code in, and it said I should get like 22-ish channels in my area, getting 27. So very pleased with the results there. I'm going to affix that post in the ground. I'm going to backfill. Then I'm going to tighten this cable up on the inside, and then bury this so it doesn't get caught by animals or me. So I'll show you that when I am completed on that task. Line has been buried, the coax cable just pops up a little bit there and then slides under the tent. Now for this particular application, I purchased the coax cable, as mentioned earlier, 75 foot, because I was expecting to possibly have a very much taller tower, but based on the weight of the post, 21 feet was as high as I could maneuver through the woods in order to get what I wanted. Not a problem. Word of caution, I could have went with 50 feet and been okay. The longer the strand of coax, the higher probability that you can lose signal over that duration. So keep that in mind if you're installing. I just coiled it up between the tent and our plywood wall that's inside the tent. I want to thank Channel Master for providing us with the items to set up our off-grid antenna for our camping location. All the products in which I have used will be listed in the description below on what they sent us and what I bought separately. And if you need questions answered about where you're located and what recommendations that they would say would work best for your situation, I'll put their email in the description below. Channelmaster.com, made in America. Thank you for watching.